When did Star's Power series start to fall off? Power started off as a smart, gritty crime show, but somewhere it lost the plot and turned into more of a soap opera than a crime drama. Power's first couple of seasons were great, but then around season 3, it started to get more animated. Power was at its best when its main focus was mainly on Ghost, Tommy, Tasha, and Angela interactions. I will start with Ghost. Ghost started off as a great complex character. The ruthless drug kingpin does not really want to be a criminal. He's trying his hardest to get out of the game and go legit. All this man started off wanting was to run his father's old club. Selling drugs was just a means to get him enough money to run his club. Ghost was always the odd man out. He doesn't like the things he has to do, dealing with the streets, where his right-hand man and wife love the street life. Not only did Ghost have to fight the street life, he constantly had to battle his friends and family on his actions. The only person who understood Ghost was his old childhood girlfriend who just came back into his life, but happened to work for law enforcement. Ghost started off as a combo of Avon and Stringer from The Wire. Ghost had Avon Street's smarts and Stringer business sense built into one. But as seasons went on, Ghost and other characters started to act more and more out of character. It really lost its way when it tried to move into politics and other storylines. Bad writing started to creep in, and then in the later seasons completely took over. All the sequel series seemed to suffer the same bad writing, but Book 2 I would have to say is some of the worst writing in the Power universe. Power Book 2 went wrong in so many places. First, Tariq should not have been the focus of the show. No matter how many times the show tries to tell you he's better than Ghost, no one buying that BS. Tariq's character never reaches the level of Ghost as a character. And like so many characters in the Power universe now, Tariq has some of the stupidest plot armor in the whole Power universe. I find it very disrespectful they call Book 2 Ghost. Tariq has none of his father's aura, he's his cosplaying Ghost. Book 2 is more like a CW show rather than an adult crime drama. Tell me if I'm lying, Book 2 is like 80% teen melodrama. They spend more time jumping in and out of relationships than they do running a drug business. I'm not sure if that was the aim of the show, to try to appeal to teens so it would be different from the original. But speaking for myself, as a grown adult, I am not too interested in seeing young people going to class, or acting like the world is about to end if they don't get their homework done. We went from adult drug dealers and killers to teenagers going to boarding schools. Yes, I know Tariq was slinging to the kids at the school, but the show doesn't make it realistic.
I'm about to cancel Christmas. Tommy was Ghost's right-hand man. This man loved the street life. Tommy is the crash-out king. He embodies the streets more than anyone else on the show. He also happens to be white. That added a whole different level of depth to his character. In the first few seasons, Tommy's character was hardcore. He really was a character and was the voice of the streets. Tommy made Power what it was, just as much as Ghost did. But like Ghost, Tommy's character got watered down, suffered from bad writing, and became more one-dimensional as the shows went on. I love Tommy's character, but the plot armor is strong with this one too. Tommy may have a show now, but truth be told, he should not have made it out of the final season of the original Power, like Ghost. After how many dangerous people Tommy has crossed and screwed over, it's no way in hell he should have made it out in one piece and still be in the game. It would be more believable if he was out of the game, either in jail or forced to retire. This man has too many enemies, not just in the streets but in law enforcement too. And before anyone mentioned that horrible fake death scene for Tommy, he is still driving the same car after that. That was one of the worst scenes in the Power universe. As the shows go on, Tommy keeps jumping back and forth from a ruthless killer to a lovesick puppy. Yeah, these Power shows are getting more and more soap opera-like. I came to watch a show about the mature, gritty drug game, not the young and the restless. Oh, and Shadow, you mentioned them bringing characters back to life. Have you forgotten about Book 3? They brought a main character back to life too. Now that I think about it, the Power universe is doing a lot of cheap fake death scenes. Every one of the Power universe shows, now is just full of plot armor. The main characters are no longer in any real danger. Once you start bringing the dead characters back to life, you take away all the stakes. Why would you care if a character dies, when you know death is not final on the show? This is one of the reasons the Power universe doesn't hit, or reach the levels of the greats like The Wire, Snowfall, Breaking Bad, and some others. Power started off with the potential to be in that class, but after the first few seasons, It lost its way and never recovered. And all the sequel shows were made from the weaker writing product. This is one of the reasons why everyone wants Ghost to come back. Because all these new characters and storylines are not at the same level as the original. Let's think about this for a moment. The new shows are lacking so much, that people are willing to accept bringing a character who was clearly dead back to life. Yes, that book 3 crap with unique fake out was complete garbage. And some of you going to try and argue this is not a soap opera? Bringing characters back to life only happens in soap operas and fantasies. I still can understand how the fan base would be okay with this if it happens. They should have never killed Ghost off, the way they did in the first place. The only way the Ghost characters should return is in a prequel series now. We should have gotten the Ghost and Tommy Rise to Power series by now. Tariq was an okay character, but he was not a believable Kingpin. Power Book 2 feels like it is an alternate reality sometime. Characters look the same but act completely different. Maybe the Power universe is going into the multiverse.
The women used to be way better written in early Power. Tasha was a true bad botch starting off. She was tough and smart. She was able to match wits with the best of them. She really was the best partner for Ghost when it came to the drug game. She would come up with some of the best plans and schemes early on. But later it was like they watered down her character. The plans she would try to come up with in the later seasons were most of the time stupid and lacked common sense. Don't even get me started on how badly she is written in Book 2. Tasha is the woman who came up with the plans to take down Kanan both times. To see her start making stupid decisions later on is just out of character. Yeah, Shadow, the school stuff is just out of place. For example, Tasha wanted Ghost to be the greatest drug dealer in the world, and she also used Tariq to set up Kanan, but not all she worried about was Tariq going to school. Tasha tells Monet she wants Tariq out of the game. Tasha was the one who taught Tariq the game. Make it make sense. Tasha was like the female version of Tommy. They loved the game, and never wanted to leave it. Now all of a sudden Tasha is trying to be Claire Huxtable. Bring back the old Tasha, the one who stood on business. Tasha and Angie were the perfect contrast to one another. They had some of the best interactions. Current Power doesn't have that type of writing. So many storylines just end up going nowhere or just end abruptly. I also didn't like the fact that they started making everything Ghost fault. If someone trips and falls, somehow it is because of Ghost. The Power universe is leaning too much into the Me Too movement type of stuff. Most of the male characters are starting to act like idiots and out of character. Please God, don't let Power start doing that multiverse crap. Isn't these shows supposed to be based on realism? The Power universe is more like a Hollywood version of a street drama than a realistic one.
Maybe Power is trying to do too many things at once. They are even talking about adding more shows to the Power universe. They need to focus back more on the quality of the writing instead of adding more shows. Everything doesn't need to be like Disney. Everyone wants to create a cinematic universe now. Power needs to get back to the real street shit and believable relationships between characters. We don't need 10 different Power shows. 2 or maybe 3 well-written shows are enough. But that is just my opinion. What do you think about Power's writing? Leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. It's back to the shadows. Thanks for watching.